Hello and thank you for watching. This is video 5, and this is the last video of the video series 21 Day Experiment Reset Your Thinking. In this video, we get into what's called imprinting. And what is imprinting? The definition is to stamp or impress a mark upon a surface. The surface that we're using will be the subconscious mind, or what's known as the heart. Therefore, imprinting will be used to impress or stamp new beliefs, new thoughts, new activities. All imprinting activities should be done in your notebook. So that same notebook you were using all this time, you are to use it with this process as well. The imprinting process is this. Ask yourself questions about what you currently believe, what you believe right now, and why you believe you cannot do something, why you cannot have something, and why you suffer a lack of. So you may suffer a lack of money or a lack of understanding or a lack of know-how. So I can't do this. So because I suffer a lack of not knowing how to run a business, I can't start a business. That's crazy. Because I suffer a lack of not finishing high school, or I got a GED. I couldn't be called to be a pastor over a large organization. I couldn't be called to be a healer. I could not be called to counsel and help children when I myself have no children. Those are things that you need to investigate. And when I say need is in terms of your desire has requirements. And so there's a requirement for you to deal with that in order to have the desire. And if you don't know why, which is very common, which is not a problem, here's the fun part. You can ask yourself this same question until you get an answer. Hint, pray about it. Pray. Ask God, Allah, Buddha, whoever it is that you worship, because I'm not here to tell you who to worship, and this is not the focus of the video. So with that being said, I will tell you myself, I will pray to God and seek some understanding from Him on to get some clarity. And here's the thing. You can write that question down in a notebook, and you can read over it once in the morning and even once in the evening before going to bed. I kind of got ahead of myself, and that's actually what point two is all about. Reading the question at least once in the morning, once before you go to bed. This allows your subconscious mind to make it a priority. You start to program your mind to do that. And when your mind starts to do it, starts to rewind itself through the time up to the point of you being born up to right now, and find out what that's all about and give you some clarity of what is to be done to deal with it or to fix it, if you will. So allow your brain to do that. And the way you help it is in step three. You wait on your desire by continue to feed your wait on your answer by continuing to feed your desire. So your answer will come in you feeding your desire, because you can only focus on so many things at one time. So what happens is that your subconscious mind starts to say, "Hey, wait a minute, that new belief you have, that new desire you have. Well, in order to have it, I have to reveal this to you so that you can keep going in that direction if you choose to. Because what's going to block this desire is going to be this negative thing. Case in point, you desire to be somebody who have a new business or start a business. Well, that belief you have a lack of knowledge, which is the reason why you can't have a business. This has to be dealt with before you can move on to the desire. So I'm gonna bring this up to your forefront as the reason or the thing that's holding you back. So now you can deal with it as you choose to work through it or to accept it and feed your desire by doing that. Once you get an answer, ask yourself, is this a good reason to have this belief? Why do I accept this belief for my life? Is it because of bad childhood experiences? Is it because of rejection? And number three would be simply, do I desire to keep living this belief out? So there's really three questions here. The reason, the reason you have the belief, why you accept it, and the desire to keep living this thing out. And ask yourself these three questions. Even the parts of the question in part two, question two is really just ways of evaluating other things that might be involved. It might be some childhood experiences, might be rejection, and things of that nature. And once you have answered all those questions, if your answer is no, as to the third question, if you want to keep living this thing out, then you say to yourself the following, and you can write this down too. I detach myself from, and you write your current belief here. And for example, you can say, I detach myself from needing validation from others. And you can write that down and say it to yourself, because now you're telling yourself, I will no more let this hold me back. Now you can start to imprint. after you really detached yourself from this. And you will actually experience a higher level of good feeling. It may not be high, but it might be a little bit, but still it's an improvement. You will feel different, I can say. Now you can imprint the new belief. And you can say I choose, and you can insert the current belief. Now the reason I put current belief is because your new belief is your current belief because you've accepted it. It's not going to be your new belief, it's going to be your current belief because this is what you accepted right now. And with that being said, here's an example of using it. I choose to be in excellent health. You make a choice and you choose it and reinforce it. So here's the summary of it all. Question your old beliefs. Ask why you believe what you believe. If the answer is no, follow the steps to find it out. Detach from your reasons of the belief. Imprint the new belief. Refine and repeat. So just go back through the questions. Question one, question your own beliefs. Question two, ask yourself why you believe this belief. If no answer, then follow steps to find it. Number three, detach from the reasons of the belief. Number four, imprint the new belief. Number five, refine and repeat. And here's why you refine and repeat. You go from state of energy to state of energy, or energy state to energy state. Each time you do this process over and over again, and I'm doing it myself on an all day, every day, in season, out of season basis, on a regular basis, if you will, that you will go from level to level of opportunity and growth and development in what you have and can do. And the more you focus on something, the more you become it, and you take on the spirit of that thing, and that thing becomes you. So when example, when Jesus walked the earth and did as the Father did, he became the things in which the Father called him to do. And that's why he said the Father and I is one. When you see me, you see the Father, because I do as the Father do. He said, I do as the Father do. And therefore, when you see me, you see the Father. He did the things that his Father sent him to do, and he focused on that, and he held that focus on a regular everyday basis that he became those things. So he took on the spirit of the things in which he did. And so much to the point where the story goes on that he died and rose again, and he was glorified. He became a glorified state of what he was before. He became from a man into being the Son of God, simply, as the story goes on, by focusing on the things which God the Father instructed him to do. So we do the same thing in everyday life. We become the thing we focus on, and we become more and more in the higher realms of that thing, and also into higher degrees of it by focusing on it more and more. Now, I'm not here to tell you a story about Christ in order to tell you about Christianity. I'm using an example because it's a very common story, and people might refer to that and relate to that story very much, but it's a very great point. But it's simply that you focus on something, you will become that very thing and take on the spirit of it, which is why you are to make certain that you choose and choose wisely everything you desire. So that way you will know that when you take on this desire, you take on that spirit, and you can give an account for the things in which you do and desire to have in your life. With that being said, this is the end. Thank you for watching and be blessed.